all the ideas of Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. This is a profound dive into the world of spiritual development, awareness, and understanding of the present moment. It became a bestseller and has been translated into many languages, including Russian. The author, Eckhart Tolle, experienced a profound spiritual awakening at the age of 29 when he was on the verge of despair. This very experience became the foundation for his teachings on how to live in complete harmony with oneself and the world around. Tolle is not an academic philosopher or psychologist. He simply shares his experience and knowledge that helped him overcome inner suffering. Originally published in 1997, the book remained relatively unnoticed for a long time until it gained widespread recognition thanks to Oprah Winfrey. In 2008, Oprah selected this book for her famous book club and even conducted a series of online lectures with Eckhart Tolle himself, where they discussed the book's content. This move by Oprah led to an explosive growth in the book's popularity. Its sales increased by over 400%, and Tolle himself became one of the most recognizable spiritual teachers in the world. Chapter 1. Overcoming the mind. Our mind can become a source of suffering. Thoughts seize us, shape our perception of the world and ourselves, and create an illusion of separation between I and the environment. The mind is a powerful tool, but it should not be the master. The mind is designed to solve practical problems, but if we allow it to control our entire lives, it begins to create unrealistic stories that can cause stress and anxiety. Thoughts can create an unrealistic picture of the world. Our thoughts often interpret events through the prism of past experience or fear of the future, leading to a distorted perception of reality. Excessive identification with thoughts leads to suffering. When we fully identify ourselves with our thoughts, we lose connection with the present moment and plunge into an endless stream of internal dialogue. Begin to observe your thoughts like clouds in the sky. Do not get emotionally involved in them. This allows you to realize that you are not your thoughts, but simply an observer of their flow. Practice conscious silence. Disconnect from the flow of thoughts for at least a few minutes a day. This will help you develop the ability to stop the automatic thought process. Ask yourself, who is thinking? This simple question allows you to detach yourself from the thinking process and realize that there is a deeper self behind these thoughts. Imagine you're experiencing work-related stress. Your mind constantly repeats, "I'll never cope. This is impossible. I'll be fired." Instead of believing these thoughts, try simply observing them. Tell yourself, there goes my mind, creating a story again. Such observation allows you to detach from these thoughts and see their unreality. The mind is an important tool for solving practical problems, but if allowed to control your life, it becomes a source of suffering. Learn to observe it, and you will gain freedom from its influence. Chapter 2. Entering a state of awareness. In this chapter, Tolle talks about how to enter a state of awareness, the ability to be fully here and now, without judgment or analysis. Awareness allows us to free ourselves from the hypnotic state in which we often live, immersed in the flow of thoughts. Awareness is the key to true happiness. When we are in a state of awareness, we stop identifying with thoughts and emotions, which opens access to deep inner peace and joy. Past and future exist only in the mind. All our experiences happen right now in the present moment. The past is just a memory, and the future is a conjecture, so focusing on the present moment allows us to live life to the fullest. A rightly lived moment is the only path to spiritual awakening. Only through complete presence in the present moment can spiritual enlightenment be achieved and the meaning of life be found. Focus on your breath. Simply follow your inhalations and exhalations without trying to control them. This helps you return to the present and calm your mind. Pay attention to sensations in the body: tension, warmth, cold. Through bodily sensations, you can better connect to the present moment and become aware of your physical presence. Use everyday activities, for example, washing dishes or walking, as a practice of awareness. When you perform these actions, concentrate on each movement, sound, and sensation, which will help you enter the moment more deeply. You are walking in the park, but your mind is still preoccupied with thoughts about work or family problems. Instead, start noticing the details around you: the green of the trees, the rustle of leaves, the smell of flowers. Feel your feet touching the ground. Listen to the birds. After a few minutes, you will notice that you have become calmer and more focused. Awareness allows us to find joy and harmony, even in the simplest things. It helps us live life to the fullest, instead of losing it in the flow of thoughts and worries. Chapter 3. Open the door. Now. Eckhart Tolle emphasizes the importance of the present moment as the only reality that exists. The past and future are merely mental constructs, and all our actions happen right here and now. Understanding this opens the way to changing life. The past is a memory. The future is a conjecture. The present moment is the only point where we can act and change our lives. Living in awareness of the present helps us focus on what is truly important. All problems seem less significant when you stop postponing them and deal with them right now. Procrastination creates the illusion that a solution will come on its own or at a more suitable moment, but that moment may never arrive. Learning to live in the present means accepting it as it is, without resistance or attempts to change everything immediately. This allows you to find peace, even in difficult situations. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? This question helps to focus on current opportunities, rather than on useless reflections about the past or future. Use deep breathing techniques to return to the moment. When you feel scattered or anxious, take a few conscious breaths to bring your attention back to the present. Practice gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude helps shift focus from deficiencies to the resources available right now. Imagine you are feeling anxious about an upcoming event a week away. Instead of constantly thinking about it, ask yourself, what can I do right now? Perhaps it will be preparation, talking to someone, or simply accepting the situation. This approach helps you focus on manageable factors rather than on worry. The present moment is the point of power where all changes begin. Learning to be in it allows you to make better decisions and find inner peace. Chapter 4. A New Earth. Tolle discusses the need to rethink our connection with the world and other people through awareness. He talks about how old patterns of behavior based on ego prevent us from building harmonious relationships and understanding the true nature of things. Old patterns of behavior are based on the ego, which seeks to control, defend itself, or compare itself with others. This creates tension and conflict. Awareness allows for the creation of new forms of interaction based on love, acceptance, and compassion. When we live in awareness, we see other people as part of a unified whole, not as separate beings. Connection with nature and the surrounding world helps us feel part of a larger whole, which reduces feelings of separation and isolation. Practice gratitude for everything in your life. This helps to develop a positive attitude towards the world and the people around you. Develop a sense of connection with nature. Go for walks. Pay attention to the beauty of the world around you. Feel yourself part of that beauty. Be mindful of the energy of other people. It is important to notice how you interact with others and strive to make these interactions more conscious and positive. When you are talking to a friend, instead of thinking about your next sentence, try to be fully present in the conversation. Notice their intonation, facial expressions, emotions. This will help you understand each other better and strengthen the bond. Awareness changes not only ourselves, but also the entire world around us. Through acceptance and love, we can create more harmonious relationships in life. Chapter 5, Body Awareness. How does body awareness help us return to the present moment and establish a deeper connection with ourselves? The body is our foundation, and through it, we can achieve a state of complete presence. The body is always in the present moment, unlike the mind, which often wanders between past and future. Focusing on the body helps bring attention back to reality. Through body awareness, one can discover constrictions, tensions, and emotional blocks stored in the body. This allows the process of healing them to begin. Body awareness helps to develop a deep sense of security and stability, as the body is our physical home. Pay attention to sensations in the body. Close your eyes and slowly scan your body, starting from your feet and moving upwards. Notice any sensations: warmth, cold, tension, or relaxation. Practice conscious movement, such as yoga or simple exercises that help you focus on your body. Use deep breathing techniques to connect with your body. Each inhale and exhale helps you be more aware and present. If you feel stressed, Try a simple exercise. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, then concentrate on each part of your body, starting from your feet. This will help you relax and return to the present. Body awareness is a powerful way to return to the moment and establish a deeper connection with yourself. Through the body, we can learn to feel more secure and calm. Chapter 6. Let the mind be what it is. Attempts to control or suppress thoughts often lead to even greater tension. Instead, one should allow the mind to be as it is and not engage in conflict with it. Resistance to thoughts strengthens their influence. The more we try to suppress or ignore our thoughts, the stronger they become. Accepting their existence helps to weaken their power over us. The mind is a tool that works automatically. It creates stories, analyzes, plans, but its work does not necessarily reflect reality. It is important to understand that you are not your thoughts. By allowing the mind to be what it is, you free up energy for the present moment and more important tasks, instead of spending it fighting with thoughts. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Imagine you are sitting on a riverbank and your thoughts are leaves floating downstream. Don't grab them, just watch. Give yourself permission to think. If you notice your mind is active, tell yourself, yes, I am thinking now. This helps you acknowledge the thinking process without fully immersing yourself in it. Use the technique of conscious silence. Set aside time when you intentionally stop speaking or thinking to allow the mind to settle. If you notice that your mind is constantly occupied with anxious thoughts, instead of trying to stop them, simply tell yourself, yes, my mind is active right now. I am observing this. Then shift your attention to your breath or physical sensations. Such acceptance helps reduce anxiety levels. By allowing the mind to be what it is, you stop expending energy, fighting with thoughts, and open space for the present moment and inner peace. Chapter 7. Silence of the mind. The silence of the mind allows us to come into contact with our true nature. It is the key to a deep inner state of peace and enlightenment. Silence of the mind is a state where the flow of thoughts slows down or ceases, giving way to deep awareness and inner stillness. This does not mean that thoughts disappear completely, but they no longer dominate. In a state of mental silence, we can better hear our intuition, feel part of something larger, and find solutions naturally. Mental silence is not a goal, but a natural result of practicing awareness and accepting the present moment. Meditation is an excellent way to develop the ability to quiet the mind. Set aside a few minutes each day for practice, where you simply observe your breath or sounds around you. Use nature as an aid. A walk in a quiet place where you can focus on the sounds of nature can help reduce mental activity. Practice gratitude. When you express gratitude for what you have, your mind becomes less noisy as it focuses on the positive. When you feel inner chaos, find a quiet place and close your eyes. Focus on your breathing, allowing thoughts to come and go like clouds in the sky. After some time, you will notice that the flow of thoughts slows down and a feeling of deep peace emerges. The silence of the mind is a state that opens access to your true nature and helps find inner harmony. It is achieved through the practice of awareness and acceptance. Chapter 8. The point of power, the present moment. The present moment is the only point of power where one can truly change their life. The past and future are merely mental constructs, whereas the present is reality. All actions occur precisely now. Regardless of what plans or memories you have, any change begins in the present moment. Acceptance of the present moment is the first step to freedom. When we stop resisting what is, we free up energy for actions that truly matter. To live in the present means to live fully. We often lose life by immersing ourselves in thoughts of the past or future, whereas the present moment is the only moment we truly have. Ask yourself, what can I do right now? This helps to focus on the current moment and take necessary actions. Use environmental cues, for example, a bell sound or a traffic light, as a reminder to return to the present. Practice gratitude for every moment. This helps to develop an attitude towards life as a gift to be cherished here and now. If you feel overwhelmed by unfinished tasks, instead of worrying about them, ask yourself, what can I do right now? Perhaps it will be a small step, such as making a to-do list or starting work on one of the items. This approach helps transform worry into action. The present moment is your point of power. Only here can you make decisions, change your life, and find true happiness. Chapter 9, The Birth of a New Earth. In this chapter, Tolle talks about the necessity of creating a new reality through conscious being. He suggests seeing the world not through the prism of old patterns and conventions, but through the prism of love, acceptance, and unity. A new reality emerges when we stop living within egoistic patterns of behavior and begin to act from a state of awareness and love. Old systems of governance, relationships, and interactions with the world are based on fear and separation. Awareness allows us to create more harmonious forms of life. The birth of a new earth is both an individual and collective process. Every person who chooses the path of awareness contributes to the transformation of the world. Practice gratitude for every moment of life, even if it seems difficult. This helps to develop a positive outlook on the world. Pay attention to your intentions in every action. Ask yourself, from what state am I acting right now? Develop empathy for those around you. It is important to see other people as part of a unified whole, rather than as separate beings. Imagine you are facing a conflict at work. Instead of reacting from a state of anger or defense, try taking a deep breath and asking yourself, how can I resolve this situation from a state of love and understanding? This approach can lead to a more constructive resolution of the problem. The birth of a new earth begins with each of us. Through awareness and love, we can create a more harmonious world where people live in unity with themselves and others. Chapter 10, The Power of the Present Moment. The present moment holds immense power for change and spiritual growth. It is here and now that everything important happens, and it is here that true happiness can be found. The present moment is the only point where transformations are possible. The past has already happened, the future has not yet arrived, which means that only in the present can anything be changed. The power of the present moment lies in its ability to awaken us to our true nature. When we are fully present, we connect to a source of energy and creativity. The more we practice awareness in the present, the easier it becomes to find joy even in the simplest things. Focus on your breath. This is one of the simplest ways to return to the present. Take a few deep breaths. Focusing on the breathing process, use everyday actions as a practice of awareness. For example, while eating, pay attention to the taste, texture, and smell of the food. Regularly remind yourself of the importance of the present moment. You can use notes or special signals, for example, a phone call, as a reminder. When you are doing household chores, for example, cooking dinner, instead of thinking about upcoming tasks, focus on the process. Feel the aroma of spices, hear the sound of the bubbling soup, enjoy the process. This will help you find pleasure in the action itself. The power of the present moment is available to each of us. By learning to be in it, we acquire a source of strength that helps us change our lives and find joy in simple things. Chapter 11, Remain in a state of presence. Constantly being in a state of presence is not a temporary practice, but a way of life that allows us to be happier and more effective. Presence is not just a state, but an art of living in full awareness every second. It requires regular practice and intention. By remaining in a state of presence, we make better decisions because we see reality as it is, without mental distortions. Presence helps us maintain connection with our true self, which gives a feeling of deep peace and satisfaction. Create rituals of presence. For example, start your day with a few minutes of meditation or conscious breathing. Use nature as an aid. During walks, focus on details. The color of the sky, the rustle of leaves, the scent of flowers. Regularly check your state. Ask yourself, am I present right now? This will help you notice moments of distraction and return to the present. If you feel your mind constantly wandering, set reminders on your phone or watch. When the signal goes off, pause, close your eyes, and pay attention to your breathing. This will help you return to a state of presence. Staying in a state of presence is an art that requires practice. However, the result is worth the effort. You become more conscious, calm, and happy. Chapter 12, the timeless state. Our perception of time is an illusion of the mind. True reality exists beyond temporal frameworks, in a state of timelessness. Time is a mental construct that helps us organize life, but does not reflect the true nature of being. The present moment is beyond time. Attachment to the future or past creates stress and anxiety. When we free ourselves from this attachment, we can find peace in the present. The timeless state opens access to deep inner peace and creative potential. Focus on the current action, not on its result. For example, if you are working on a project, concentrate on the process, not on the deadline. Use nature as an example of timelessness. Observe trees, rivers, or clouds. They exist outside the concept of time. Practice conscious presence through breathing or body sensations to return to the present moment. Imagine you are engaged in an important task, but your mind is constantly worried about the deadline. Instead, try to immerse yourself completely in the process. Paying attention to every detail of the work, this will help you be more productive and free you from anxiety. The timeless state allows us to free ourselves from the pressure of time and find harmony in the present moment. This state is accessible to everyone who is willing to practice awareness. Chapter 13, Awakening from the Illusion of Time. In this chapter, Tolle delves deeper into the topic of time, explaining how our dependence on it limits us and how we can awaken from this illusion. The mind uses time as a way to manage the world, but this model often becomes a source of suffering. Thoughts of the past or future can cause feelings of inadequacy or fear. Awakening from the illusion of time means realizing that the present moment is the only reality. Everything else is just mental stories. Freedom from the control of time allows us to live life to the fullest, being in contact with the present. Ask yourself, where am I now? This helps to return to the present moment and disconnect from thoughts about time. Practice gratitude for every moment, regardless of whether you consider it good or bad. This helps to develop an attitude towards life as a priceless gift. Develop awareness through observing natural processes that occur outside of time. For example, plant growth or wave movement. When you feel overwhelmed by past events or worried about the future, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Then tell yourself, I am here and now. This will help you return to the present and free yourself from the burden of time. Awakening from the illusion of time is the key to freedom. By realizing that the present moment is the only reality, we can begin to live fully and without fear. Chapter 14, Time and the Pain Body. There is a connection between time and the pain body emotional traumas that we carry within ourselves. These traumas can be activated in certain situations, intensifying our suffering. The pain body is an accumulation of past emotional traumas that can suddenly activate in response to external events. It seeks attention and the continuation of suffering. The more we identify with the pain body, the more it influences our lives. Awareness of its existence is the first step towards healing. Healing the pain body occurs through acceptance and awareness, not through suppression or ignoring. When you feel emotional discomfort, ask yourself, is this my true reaction or is it the pain body? This will help you separate the current experience from old traumas. Pay attention to the physical sensations associated with pain. Often, the pain body manifests through tension in the body or discomfort. Acknowledging these sensations is an important step towards healing. Practice self-compassion. Instead of judging yourself for past traumas, treat yourself with love and understanding. If you suddenly experience a fit of anger or sadness, instead of giving into this feeling, try to pause and ask yourself, what is behind this? Is this truly related to the current situation, or is it a manifestation of my pain body? Then pay attention to the physical sensations and allow them to pass without resistance. The pain body is a natural part of the human experience, but through awareness and acceptance, we can heal it and free ourselves from its influence. This allows us to live a freer and more joyful life. Chapter 15. To be or not to be. The true existence of a person goes beyond their thoughts, emotions, and personality. Authentic being is a state of deep awareness and unity with the present moment. Shakespeare's question, to be or not to be, can be rephrased as a choice between living in awareness or immersing oneself in the automatic reactions of the mind. Being is not an action, but a state of presence that allows us to feel ourselves part of a larger whole. When we choose being, we stop living on autopilot and begin to realize our connection with the world. Practice conscious inaction. Set aside time when you simply exist, doing nothing specific. This can be a time for contemplation or meditation. Use everyday pauses, for example, waiting in line, to turn to the state of being. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on the feeling of presence. Develop the ability to observe your internal dialogue without involvement. This helps you separate yourself from the flow of thoughts and return to a state of being. When you feel scattered or overwhelmed, find a few minutes to simply sit quietly. Don't think about anything, just be. After a while, you will notice how your state changes, and you become calmer and more collected. The choice between to be and not to be is a choice between living in awareness or immersing oneself in the automatic reactions of the mind. Being opens access to a deep inner world and true freedom. Chapter 16, The Way Inward. The external world is merely a reflection of our internal state, and changing life begins with working on oneself. The world around us is a mirror of our inner state. If we want to change external conditions, we must start by changing ourselves. The path inward involves realizing one's thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, as well as accepting one's true nature. Through inner immersion, we can find a source of strength that will help us overcome any external difficulties. Regularly practice self-observation. Note your thoughts, emotions, and reactions without criticism. This will help you understand yourself better. Use meditation as a way to delve deeper into yourself. Dedicate time each day to simply being with yourself. Ask yourself questions that help reveal inner truth. For example, what do I truly feel? What beliefs are limiting me? If you are experiencing conflict with another person, instead of blaming them, try looking inward. Ask, what are my beliefs or fears that might be influencing this situation? This approach will help you find the root of the problem and solve it more effectively. The path inward is the key to deep self-understanding and transformation. Only through working on ourselves can we create a harmonious external world. Chapter 17, Spiritual Awakening. Spiritual awakening is not a religious experience, but a process of liberation from identification with the mind and returning to one's true nature. It is a state of complete awareness and unity with all that is. Spiritual awakening occurs when we stop identifying with thoughts, emotions, and personality. We begin to see ourselves as observers of these processes. This awakening is not necessarily related to any external events. It can happen at any moment when we are ready to open ourselves to the present moment. Spiritual awakening is not a goal, but a natural process that develops through continuous practice of awareness. Practice conscious presence in daily life. Every moment can become a point of awakening if you are fully present in it. Use meditation techniques to delve deeper into yourself and connect with your true nature. This can be attention to breath, body sensations, or simply observing thoughts. Cultivate gratitude for every moment of life. This helps you see the beauty and significance of everything that happens. Imagine you are in an ordinary situation. For example, washing dishes. Instead of doing it mechanically, completely immerse yourself in the process. Feel the warmth of the water, hear the sound of drops, enjoy the shine of clean dishes. This approach can become a moment of spiritual awakening when you realize the beauty of simple things. Spiritual awakening is a process that begins with small steps of awareness and leads to a profound change in the perception of life. It is not an ultimate goal, but a continuous path to true being. Chapter 18, The Meaning of Life. The search for external meaning is an illusion of the mind. The true meaning of life lies in the very process of being and awareness. Searching for meaning through achievements, goals, or external conditions leads to constant dissatisfaction, as meaning always seems to be somewhere in the future. The true meaning of life manifests in the present moment, when we are fully present and accept life as it is. When we stop searching for external meaning, we open ourselves to an inner source of joy and satisfaction. Practice gratitude for every moment, even if it seems ordinary or insignificant. This helps you see the value of the present. Use everyday actions as a reminder of the meaning of life. For example, while eating, pay attention to the taste, texture, and smell of the food. Develop the ability to find joy in simple things, such as breathing, the touch of the sun, or the sounds of nature. When you feel lost or can't find meaning in your current situation, instead of looking for it in the future, try to turn to the present moment. Take a deep breath, feel your body, and realize that your very existence already has meaning. The meaning of life doesn't need to be sought externally. It's already here, in every moment, if we are willing to accept it. Awareness helps us see this truth. Chapter 19, Life Beyond Form. Our true nature extends beyond physical form and personality. We are part of a larger whole that exists outside of time and space. Form, body, thoughts, emotions is merely a temporary manifestation of our true nature. Beyond form lies the formless I, which is eternal. When we realize our connection to this formless aspect, we begin to live more freely and peacefully, without attachment to temporary forms. Understanding life beyond form allows us to accept change and not fear death. Meditate on the theme of the formless. Imagine yourself as energy that exists independently of the body or personality. Pay attention to moments when you feel unity with all that exists, for example, while admiring nature or art. Develop body awareness as a way to connect with your true nature. Through the body, you can feel a connection to the formless. Imagine you are watching a sunset. Instead of analyzing its beauty, simply dissolve into that moment. Feel yourself part of this majestic phenomenon. Such a state helps you feel unity with all that exists. Life beyond form is the understanding that we are more than our bodies and personalities. This frees us from fears and gives a deep sense of connection with the universe. Chapter 20, The Source of Creativity. True creativity arises from a state of deep awareness and mental stillness. When we connect to this source, our creative abilities unfold to their fullest. Creativity does not happen only through the mind. It arises from a deeper source that is accessible when we are in a state of stillness and presence. The more we practice awareness, the easier it becomes for us to connect to this source of creativity. True creativity is always associated with love and service, not with egoistic desires. Before starting creative work, practice a short meditation or conscious breathing to clear the mind and prepare yourself for contact with the source of creativity. Let go of expectations of the result. Creativity becomes more organic when you focus on the process rather than the outcome. Use nature as a source of inspiration. Observing its processes can awaken new ideas and approaches. If you are painting before you begin, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, then start painting without judging your actions. Give yourself the opportunity to be in the flow, trusting the inner source of creativity. The source of creativity is available to everyone who is willing to practice awareness and mental stillness. Through contact with this source, we can create works that inspire and heal. Chapter 21, Awareness in Everyday Life. Tolle talks about the importance of applying awareness in daily activities. This is not only a spiritual practice, but also a way to improve the quality of life. Awareness can be applied in any situation, be it work, household chores, or interacting with people. When we act consciously, our actions become more effective and of higher quality. The practice of awareness in daily life leads to a reduction in stress and an increase in life satisfaction. While performing daily tasks, for example, washing dishes or walking, focus completely on the process, using all your senses. Create rituals of awareness, such as pauses for breathing or gratitude before meals. Develop conscious communication, listen to other people without internal dialogue, pay attention to their words and energy. When you wash dishes, instead of thinking about the next task, pay attention to the warmth of the water, the sound of drops, the shine of clean dishes. Such a practice helps you find joy even in ordinary tasks. Awareness in everyday life transforms ordinary actions into meditation, which significantly improves the quality of life and brings inner peace. Chapter 22, acceptance of what is. Acceptance of current reality is the key to liberation from suffering. Resistance to what is intensifies pain and creates inner conflict. Acceptance does not mean agreeing with negative situations, but rather acknowledging their presence without resistance. When we accept reality as it is, we free up energy for constructive actions, if they are necessary. Acceptance opens the way to inner peace, even if the external situation remains difficult. Ask yourself, can I accept this right now? This will help you become aware of your level of resistance. Practice conscious presence in difficult situations. For example, if you encounter a delay, use this time for deep breathing or observing the world around you. Cultivate gratitude for what is already present, even if it seems insignificant. If you are late for a meeting due to traffic, instead of getting angry, accept the situation and use this time for conscious breathing or listening to calming music. This approach will help you stay calm. Acceptance of what is frees us from the suffering caused by resistance and allows us to find solutions more effectively. Chapter 23, transformation of human consciousness. Tolle explores the process of transforming human consciousness through awareness and unity with the present moment. He states that every person can participate in this transformation. The transformation of human consciousness is a process of transitioning from identification with the mind to the realization of one's true nature. Every person who practices awareness contributes to the overall transformation of humanity. This transformation leads to a more harmonious interaction with the world and other people. Practice regular meditation and awareness to deepen contact with your true nature. Share your experience of awareness with other people, creating a community of like-minded individuals. Develop a sense of connection with nature and those around you, which will help you see yourself as part of a larger whole. When you notice someone around you is stressed, instead of criticizing them, share your experience of awareness. For example, suggest a few minutes of shared breathing or meditation. This could be the beginning of transformation for another person. The transformation of human consciousness is a global process that begins with each of us. Through awareness and unity, we can create a more harmonious world. This is such a wonderful book. I've compiled a separate list of all the important theses from this book, along with all the techniques and tools, and created a step-by-step action plan that you can immediately implement in your life. You can get all this in my community, Place of Power. There, you will find a detailed text analysis with similar lists for each book being reviewed. The community has already thoroughly analyzed and made available to you hundreds of world bestsellers, with a new analysis released every day. Follow the link in the description and use it.